Hello, welcome back to Gilgamesh playing the Talos Principle 2, episode 5, pretty sure. Last time we explored this beautiful forest here and, well, solved quite some riddles. And we found the statue of the Sphinx, who had 4 numbers in it. I think it was 2, 4, 7, and 8. And we're assuming that that corresponds to the riddles here, you know, like riddles 2, 4, and 7, and 8. That would make sense, right? So yeah, conveniently, you know, we have the numbers 7 and 8 still remaining, so let's get to those, right? Go, go, go. And of course, there should also be... Oh, hello. Another... What would I call it? Lost puzzle somewhere, right? Ah, yeah, good.
I can't stop thinking about Miranda. A new person not born in New Jerusalem? Can
Oh,
you
yeah,
imagine
right.
that? I wonder what it's like to be her.
Duh, okay. Yeah, Miranda. Yeah, we found a... What was it exactly? Oh, I think that... Was it in the... Down in the lab? How we used the palm reader and then we got... Well, kind of teleported. We were basically overloaded by a stream, right? More or less. And came to a place with holograms. And Miranda was talking to us. Who seems to not be a V2 human. But unfortunately I didn't explore like the area that we were in because I was kind of waiting for the dialogue, for the monologue to end. And once it ended we were, you know, like our consciousness came back, right? So yeah, now we think that there might be people outside of the New Jerusalem people. Which is kind of obvious, I would say, but yeah. Alright, depends on who created her. How she's feeling, or how it is to be her. Lonely, not necessarily. She didn't sound lonely, if I remember correctly. You know, like there might be others than her, right? Maybe she's more free than we are. Oh, all this philosophy about freedom in these games. I mean, come on. At this point, what does freedom even mean? Probably not that different, I would say.
How do you mean?
Well, she's a person living in a society. She isn't aware of the fact, most likely, that there is other... I mean, she might be aware of the fact that there is other people, but, you know, like, she's not like... If she would hear about us, she would be like, oh, I wonder what this is to be these robots, these V2 humans. Like, that's the point, right? You know, like, she feels in her environment, her society, she feels like she belongs there because that's what it is, right? She doesn't know anything else, so why would she feel different than we do? If you get my drift. Does it come in baseline to all rational beings? Yeah, basically.
But doesn't our environment influence who we are?
Yeah, sure.
Our values, our sense of meaning? You were born into New Jerusalem at this specific point in time as the completion of the goal. Doesn't that affect who you are in a unique way?
Well, yeah, probably. But, you know, like, being me, I don't realize that. Not as much as you do. That's the point. You know, like, that's why the apples on the neighbor's garden are always greener, redder, I don't know, than in your own garden. Because as soon as you are in your neighbor's skin, you know, like, you realize you might think the other way because that's your apples and that's how you've always known them, right? It's like only like it's a matter of perspective. Ugh. I don't like any of these answers. But we are still all material beings trying to survive.
I guess I know what you mean. We all have more in common than what sets us apart.
I wanted to ask you about something else. What do you make of these labs?
They're very different from the rest of these structures in that they serve a clear purpose. Everything else is kind of surreal, but the labs are places where people lived and worked. I don't know what that
True.
means, but I think it means something.
Something is always a good answer. What does it mean? Well, something. Oh, you don't say. Alright, puzzle number 7. Yeah, more drilling. Eye of the Needle. Let's put you on here for now. Okay, no specific reason, I guess. But here, there's a connector here. We can use that. There's a jammer over there and a hexahedron that we can take out through a hole in the wall over here. I'm pretty sure. Now what do we do with that? What's behind this wall? Well, not really anything right now. I guess we need the jammer to go through here. Maybe. Maybe not. Oh wait, we do have a blue there. But only one connector, right? Huh. That's gonna be enough for now. Okay, so we need the blue over here. What do we need the jammer for? I mean, I guess we can use the jammer to... do what exactly? Jam that one? Oh, and then we can... have a line of sight. With that, I see, I see. But how do I even get to the jammer? Wait, what? Oh, using you? Probably. Can probably jump over this, yeah. Fence there. Now, please jam me that door there. Now I just need to find a... yeah, and in Talos Principle 1 they climbed over ladder automatically, so I always forget to press the button. Now I just need to find, I think we should be fine, a line of sight from the blue laser emitter to the switch, which we should already have, right? Oh, there we go. Wait, is the... I forgot to pick up the hexahedron, stupid me. Ah, okay. Just a second, we're almost done. And the question is, what does all of this have to do with the Sphinx statue? Well, I mean, it might be that we just need to complete these puzzles to activate the Sphinx statue, right? In that case, we would still have number 8 left.
From 1K's data stream incident. It's hard to be sure because it's just a fragment, but I think it's some kind of log or diary.
We finished a new lab today.
Hey, Miranda.
Some processes are still harder than others, but energy output was up 2,000%. It's incredible how each leap forward enables another. The next iteration of the machine will...
So as we suspected, someone was experimenting here, but
Well, obviously.
experimenting on what?
Generating
What
power,
was
maybe?
this machine they were building?
Maybe it's whatever powers the megastructure.
Sounds like reasonable. Let me plug in my headset real quick. Because I just had the low battery warning. Alright. Now what might this have to do with the Sphinx statue? Except for, you know, like just solving it. Don't think there's anything obvious, right? It's like maybe there's an angle in which, you know, like these formations would form a character or something. It doesn't really look like it right now. Alright, let's just do the next 2 puzzles. The 8th puzzle and the second lost puzzle, right? And see if something happens to the Sphinx statue. Oh, that's the other statue, I think, right? Is it a Pandora statue? It is a Pandora statue. Needing a green laser again. Don't remember in which puzzles we had a green laser. I feel like I want to do that right now. Before I forget where this stupid statue is. Because it must be a puzzle that is close by, right? That has a open line of sight. Obviously. And a green laser. Not into this one. The new technology. From the new theology. Not technology, theology. By George Bernard Shaw. The object of the whole evolutionary process is to realize God, that is to say, instead of the old notion that creation began with a God, a personal being who, being perfect, created something lower than himself, the aim of the new theology is to turn that process the other way and to conceive of the force behind the universe as working up through imperfection and mistake to a perfect organized being, having the power of fulfilling its highest purposes. What a stupidly long sentence. That's just one sentence. Having the power of fulfilling its highest purposes. In a sense, there is no God as yet achieved, but there is that force at work making God, struggling through us to become an actual organized existence, enjoying what to many of us is the greatest conceivable ecstasy, the ecstasy of a brain and intelligence actually conscious of the whole, and with executive force capable of guiding it to a perfectly benevolent and harmonious end. That is what we are working to. Interesting. So instead of already having a god creating lesser beings after himself that are imperfect, basically, you know, like you have like humans creating artificial intelligence, where you start with a very bad, you know, like agents that, and then from each generation of agents you always take the best ones and create a new generation of agents using those, right, as a blueprint basically, until you have a AI agent that is capable of more or less doing what you want it to do, right? So basically it becomes better and better each increment, and at some point it might be a perfect being, aka God. Basically meaning that, you know, like the V1 humans would have been one iteration that was, you know, like that ended for one reason or another, and now we're the V2 humans who are the next incrementation, the next iteration, the next generation of the path to becoming God. Oh, interesting. Is what my understanding of what they're telling us here is. The new theology. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Let me open that Hex converter real quick. I remember being, when I was younger, and I thought like, oh, Hex, that's gonna be something with magic, right? A Hex converter, that's gotta be something with magic. No, it's just number encoding. From Lives of the First Companions by Randolph. You are diligent in your pursuit of hidden truths, son of man. Is what the hex code says. After these events, Niam decided to consult the writings of the ancients, but while philosophy and religion interested her, it was art in all its forms that came as a revelation. To her delight, she discovered that meaning was not something constructed purely out of logic or will, but it could also be found in stories, that even when the characters and events of a story were not factual, they had a validity and weight as if they somehow were real after all. She was astonished that such a profound experience was freely available to all humans, but concerned that too few took advantage of it. So she set out to enrich the inner lives of her fellow citizens by promoting the arts, starting with the legacy of Gehenna. Now, of course, I'm getting tingly every single time I read that name, because now I've actually played Road to Gehenna, right? Not like the first two episodes where I had no idea what they were talking about. Like, what is Gehenna about? What? I don't know what they mean. Of course, Gehenna was all about arts, right? Filtered profile. Niam sounds nice. I would love to meet her one day. She must know more about New Jerusalem art history than anyone. When we do, remind me to explain how to pronounce her name. The default settings in the language libraries are wrong. It's not Niam, maybe? Leviathan. From the Introduction to Leviathan by Thomas Hobbes. Nature, the art whereby God has made and governs the world, is by the art of man, as in many other things, so in this also imitated, that it can make an artificial animal. For seeing life is but a motion of the limbs, the beginnings whereof is in some principal part within. Why may we not say that all automata, engines that move themselves by springs and wheels as does a watch, have an artificial life? For what is the heart but a spring, and the nerves but so many strings, and the joints but so many wheels, giving motion to the whole body, such as we intended by the artificer? Art goes yet further, imitating that rational and most excellent work of nature, man. For by art is created that great Leviathan called a commonwealth, or state, in Latin civitas, which is but an artificial man, though a greater stature and strength than the natural, for whose protection and defense it was intended, and in which the sovereignty is an artificial soul, as giving life and motion to the whole. That might actually be an HTML code, not a hex code, because of the percent and plus sign. That's SX again. Lastly, the pacts and covenants by which the parts of this body politic were at first made, set together, and united, resemble that fiat, or the let us make man, pronounced by God in the creation. Little profile. It's obvious that Hobbes has read Stratton and is extrapolating at the Talos principle to the level of the state. But unlike Stratton, all he wishes for at the end of the day is a powerful ruler to control his machine, to tell him what to do. Okay. I think this might actually be the second last puzzle? Or puzzle number 8? No, it's puzzle number 8. Okay, interesting. I'm not sure if this is the only one that has a line of sight to the Pandora's box, but it for sure has one. Let's see if we have a green laser in here. I see red. I see blue. Now we just need an RGB converter, right? I don't feel there is one. Okay. Alright. I think we have a red laser emitter over there, right? I don't even need this. I can just do this. Like, I don't need the hole there. Now I have a second connector. Now we need the blue in here, while this is opening the red. Alright, so again we need a way to cross streams, basically, right? And we have the drill. That's basically the only instrument of achieving so. How do we do that? I mean, how does drill help us here? The interesting thing is we cannot even get behind one of the lasers anyways, right? We have to cross them without being able to go behind one. How would we do that? Wait, what? I mean, usually either you go above each other or you intercept one at the right moment, right? Can we do... I mean, no, we need to keep this open, because if the... I mean, we might be able to go through before the... Oh, okay, that doesn't work. Anyways, huh. I am stumped. How does that help us? Is it higher? It's not higher, right? I mean, that would be a really easy solution if you could just... put it down here. No. Obviously not. I mean, it still goes front of the... I am confused. Like, we don't even need the drill for this, right? But how can we use the drill to cross the streams? I am confused. Especially with those walls that we can even only drill through, right? How does that help us? Oh, I think... Oh, okay, I think... We take the drill through here. Yeah, okay, I got it. And then... we create a hole in that wall. And position this connector like this. And now we do the same with the other one. Well, not the same, but we do connect it with what we need. And now we're already past the gate of the red laser. So now we can just pick this one up. The red will shut down because the hole is gone. And now we just put a hole into the other side. And connect our blue laser here. Easy, okay. Alright.
Every one of these clouds seems to contain exactly the same amount of energy.
Interesting. Hey, Alcatraz. Hi, Al.
I've been meaning to talk to you.
Oh yeah, sure.
This vision you had.
The one with Miranda, yeah.
How did it feel?
Kinda electric. Not threatening, no. It was strangely beautiful, I would say.
Having your consciousness hijacked felt good to you?
Yeah, just like being on drugs, I guess. It felt more like my mind was being expanded.
Is there a difference? Either way, an external force influenced your thoughts. It affected your mind. Don't take that too lightly, okay?
Okay. Sure. I wanted to ask you about something else. That's all. Okay, never mind. Alright, unfortunately no green laser in here. Also on first sight, nothing to do with the Sphinx statue. Let's see if we can find the lost puzzle somewhere behind here. Would be most sensible place, I guess. No, I've already been here. I do want to know what's behind here now. Because it feels like the Prometheus statues ones, are the one where you have to find a spark, right? But we don't have a Prometheus statue here, so I guess the only thing we can find around in these woods and stuff is probably gonna be junk. How I lovingly call it. And there's our lost puzzle, right? No? Yes, it is. Okay. Loop. Was strangely confused because there's already a laser here. I'm assuming we gotta get this hexahedron out of here. is it? There. And then we can do... this, just a second, because we need to use the hexadron to open the special plate here. And boop, and boop. Huh? Can this put us through the hole of the drill? Oh. I guess we can pick up the hexadron, right? No, we cannot. Loop, you're saying. I don't think we actually need the hole here, right? We can... this is just a normal... yeah, we can just do this. Okay, so we don't need any of those over there. I cannot put a drill through its own hole, right? Unfortunately. And that doesn't work for me. So I guess we want to put the drill on here. While it's drilling the hole. And the question is, why would I want to put the hexahedron on there? Because all it would do is push it in here, and then what? I mean, what we do need is two of the pieces over here, right? And actually we... huh, now we have 0. What happens if you put the drill on this? While it's drilling a hole? Can we do that? Can I put it there while it's drilling a hole? I guess not. Boop. Like, obviously I do need to drill still, right? Because I need to open it. Can I put... no, then it wouldn't blast both of them through, right? Yeah, but this is weird. I mean, I can do this, I guess. But that doesn't do anything. Okay, that was interesting. And now I could do this to pick up the hexahedron again on the other side. But now, obviously, we're back at the start. What we actually have to do is manage that using the... connector. But how would it work? I'm pretty sure this does not open the gate, right? No. Also, I need the drill to make it go through there. What the heck? There's also no ladder to get out of here. Consider me confused. Oh wait, I can just... No, that doesn't make any sense. I was just like, I can probably push the connector back just through here, right? But then why would I need... What would I... Oh, I get it. We push the connector through first. Right. And then we open the... Then we activate the switch from the other side. That's what we needed the hexagon here for. Now we can just pick up the connector from here. We have the connector on the right side. And the laser goes through this because it's just a purple wall, not a force wall. And now we can push the hexagon back. Boop. Oh, wait a second. That wasn't far enough. Stupid me. Now it's far enough. Alright, there we go. Boop. And boop. And here we are. Alright, 2 puzzles down. Alright, now we need to find or figure out what the Sphinx statue is about, and we need to find the green laser with which we can, with which we do have a line of sight to Pandora's box, right? This was number 8. Let's get back to the Sphinx statue first. Bonk. Because I do want to get the stars before we... Oh yeah, right. We have that thing. Interesting enough, this does not connect to the... Oh, but we do have a connector over here. Right. Let's see if you have a line of sight to that connector up there from in here. I don't know where it is exactly. Doesn't feel like it. Where exactly is it? Is it on that rock? On that boulder over here? Yes, it is. Not sure if we can connect that. It might of course also be that we just have to, you know, like connect one end of these connectors up there. Ah, we do see it from here. Okay. There we go. Okay, that works. And now we just need to follow the connection up there to where it ends. And there's probably gonna be a green laser emitter or a RGB converter somewhere there, right? That will make all of this possible. Also, hello, Statue of the Sphinx. 2478. Ah, we did the riddles, but nothing changed. Puzzles, not the riddles. Might also be 2748, obviously. No idea what this could be about right now. Except for solving the puzzles, because as I said before, I didn't really see anything inside those puzzles, at least not 7 and 8. Obviously I haven't looked at 4 and 2 again. It could have anything to do with the Sphinx. Goes all the way over here. So I'm assuming we have a green laser in here. Yep. Back up. Well, not a green laser, but a RGB converter. There it is. Alright, I think we need to hold this. Have we done this? Yeah, obviously we have done this. I cannot remember this for some reason. Huh. Put that here. Oh, really? Alright, there we go. Easy as pie. Easier than the Sphinx puzzle. The Sphinx riddle. The Sphinx statue riddle. So far, at least. Up to the point where I know how to... what the numbers mean, right? I mean, it might also be a hex code, actually. It would mean $X. Not really, probably. Also, I think I've also already tried that last time now. Well, it might also be 2748, of course. Which is apostrophe H. That doesn't help. Star! Yay!
The hunter does not hunt because he is hungry. He hunts because he revels in death.
Okay. Well, nowadays, maybe. But probably not back in the days. What's this about? Is this about something? 2478. What are you trying to tell us? Maybe the... What number is this? You know, maybe the names? Let's see what happens when we combine the names of the puzzles. 2478. It's 5. A gold puzzle. Somewhere over there, I guess. Alright, that was... I should have thought about the names earlier. Alright, let's see what number 8 is called. Seesaw. This is number 8, right? Yes. Doesn't really seem like it's gonna form a useful sentence. And it ends with seesaw. Is that number 7? It is. Eye of the needle. Nah. Doesn't seem like it's gonna be an interesting or a useful sentence. You can't see that thing from here. Can we shoot a laser at it from here for, you know, like, whatever reason? For whatever reason we should try that, right? Doesn't seem like it. Can we drill a hole into that? Nope. Can we see that thing from puzzle number 8? I'm absolutely fishing here, I have no idea. Well, kind of. Not really. Like, what would it even mean? Like, we need to count the holes in the ceiling? Doesn't look like characters or anything. Also doesn't seem to be any more hints, right? Close to the statue or anything. Hi, Byron. You don't want to talk? Oh, there we go.
Hey, 1K.
Hey, Byron. How do you make of this Miranda?
Going on what little we have, honestly, she reminds me of myself when I'd just been born. I came out from the dam at night, and the sky was full of stars. I felt a reverence then, an almost ecstatic connection to the sublime. The universe seemed like a miracle, and to exist within it was the greatest possible honor.
Aw.
That view was tempered in time,
Yeah.
but I've always tried to hold on to as much of it as I could.
That's honorable. That's number 6. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's nothing to do with like doing them in a certain order. Or not doing them in a certain order or anything, right? Because that would mean that's a missable star, and I'm pretty sure the game wouldn't be developed that way. Alright, so where's number 2? That's number 1, right? Yeah. I mean, there is those things. But there's many of them. I was just wondering if I need to like go through those in the correct order. Like 2, 4, 7, 8. Mutual aid. Nah, pretty sure it has nothing to do with names. Mutual aid, Eye of the Needle, Seesaw. Nah. So can't find anything in here. Do I need to enter? Those puzzles in that order? 2, 4, 7, 8? Because it does register when I go through the wall, right? Let's try that. So that would be 2, 4. Basement. Is that number 7? Oh wait, I can see them on the... Just realized, right? That's a lost, isn't it? No, that's number 7. Yeah, but I can't see them on the compass. 7, 8. No jingle. Alright, where was that thing? Have you been to this? Oh yeah, obviously. Wait, where was that stone circle? That's a palm switch. Was it here? No. Was it here? No. Where the heck was it? Are you kidding me? I was like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna find that again easily, right? Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Let me in! Lithosphere.
While exploring the forest, I came across a sight of primal force. A beautiful stag, standing on a hill silhouetted against the setting sun.
Yeah, I saw that one.
It appeared like a messenger from some divine natural power, perhaps from Gaia herself. Even to a being such as myself, less susceptible to manipulation by instincts and hormones, it was clearly a moment of revelation. In such moments, we are told to avert our eyes. But what if we do not? What will we discover if we look more closely? If we could speak to the stag, what wisdom would it have to offer? The answer is none. The stag is an animal of overwhelming stupidity, driven only by fear, hunger, and lust.
Body instinct.
There is no abyss for us to plunge into behind this revelation. Rather, the revelation is as flat and unreal as the plywood walls of a film set.
Okay.
I think you just picked up some kind of decryption key. Could try using it on those terminals inside the puzzles.
Oh, I did? Well, I don't wanna. Prometheus spark. The mythological Prometheus was a trickster, and it seems his holographic equivalent has similar tendencies. These sparks seem designed to allow us to skip puzzles, a function which appears to run counter to whatever intent there is behind this place. Still, the terminals for using them are right there in the puzzles, so Prometheus must have some legitimate authority in all this. Sparks can be recovered by properly solving the puzzles. Oh, interesting. Yeah, didn't we have something about the Sphinx statue somewhere? Taking a reference photo in case I want to figure this out later. Well, great, thank you. That's gonna help. Huh. Well, let's go to the gate. Because I'm gonna assume there's gonna be another Sphinx behind the gates, right? I don't know, maybe that's gonna help with the Sphinx statue, you know? Hey, Marvel. Alright, what do we have here? That's certainly not what we want to do. That looks like a good one. Oh, never mind. I think now we're getting there. Oh. Is there anything over here? Except for another Tetramino puzzle. That's an interesting painting. Hello. These are probably real paintings, right? From real artists. Don't know any of them though, unfortunately. I'm really not painted art like that. Alright, one more. Yeah, that's fine. That was an easy one. Alright, let's go fire in the lasers. And talk to the Sphinx. I hope she's gonna help us with the Sphinx statue puzzle. That's not the Sphinx, that's Pandora.
You have strayed from your garden and entered a domain that is beyond your ken.
My Ken,
Back now,
not my Barbie.
before you harm yourself and others.
We were invited here.
Prometheus had no authority to summon you.
Ah, so you know about
He's
it.
rash and foolish and given to trickery.
Hmm.
But his schemes lead only to ruin. Therefore heed my warning. The flame is not for you.
Then for who is it? We're not just going to leave because you had a bad experience with the magic box. I'm hitting her with this ass.
Just as Prometheus is wont to, and like him, You're a fool.
But then tell me, who's the fire meant for? I mean, it's not gonna fire the laser, interestingly enough. Phew.
How many of those bloody things are there?
I think that was Pandora, which matches the other one being Prometheus.
Quite a lot.
If it's a security system, it seems to be fighting itself.
Kind of funny, yeah.
Wise to avoid getting caught in the crossfire until we understand what these entities actually are.
I mean, but it is weird, and like, if she wants us, if Pandora doesn't want us to activate all of this, then why does the laser activate, right? Unfortunately, that didn't help us at all with Sphinx puzzle, riddle, whatever. I didn't see any hints, unfortunately. I could really need one. I mean, I'm assuming that once we figured out how this works... we're gonna know how all of the Sphinx statues work, right? There's probably just gonna be different numbers for each of them. Byron? You want us to say something?
Hey, one
That looked creepy. Hey, Byron. What do you make of Pandora?
It's clear that there's some kind of antagonistic force in this place, something that doesn't want us to discover the purpose of the megastructure.
You think? Then why did she activate laser?
That's part of the testing. Or perhaps it's what's responsible for this state of decay.
What is the symbolic value of these entities we're encountering?
That's a good question. Prometheus is often taken to represent freedom and progress, the ideals of the radical enlightenment. Pandora, on the other hand, usually represents the dangers of those very ideals, so they're counterparts, in a way.
Will make sense.
And the Sphinx is a mystery. Does that mean that these entities correspond to these concepts? Perhaps. They certainly seem to act like it. But Athena isn't the goddess of Athens, and I'm not Robert Byron, although those are the origins of our names. Where does myth end and history begin? We'll have to find out.
I like him. I really like him. What I don't like is this thing. I have no clue. I might come back to this later. Because it's for sure gonna be... like, I currently feel like there's gonna be 2 statues in each area, right? 2 out of the 3. I'm gonna assume there's gonna be more Sphinx statues. And maybe, you know, like, maybe seeing the Sphinx statues in other areas will help us figure out how they exactly work and what the numbers mean. If they do indeed correspond to the puzzles. And if yes, in which way. It might also be that I need to, you know, like, put the sparks of Prometheus into those 4 puzzles, and therefore needed, you know, like, 2 more sparks first before I could solve this riddle. Although I don't think so. I feel like it should be designed a way that you could, you know, like, solve a whole area in one go, right? But I really don't have any idea right now. Yeah, I think we're gonna come back to that. Does it tell us? Yeah, it does tell us 1 out of 2 stars. Okay. It's 12 of these areas. Wow. But it makes it 96 puzzles plus the lost puzzles and the golden puzzles. Oh my god. And then there's 3 DLCs. Like, how big is this game? Wow. As I said before, now seeing how big this seemingly is, I'm really not sure if we're gonna, you know, like power through the base game and all the 3 DLCs like in one go. I might just do base game and then call it for a while until we enter the DLCs, right? Or even one DLC after another. But yeah, first of all, focus on this one, right? Yeah, no idea what the Sphinx is about. So I would say let's just go back to the chopper. See how the mega structure is looking. I'm assuming we still cannot get back to city, unfortunately. Well, I would really like to. But we might be after we've completed the 3 eastern areas, right? Maybe. Let's see. I mean, it would feel weird to really just see the whole city of New Jerusalem once and then never again. I mean, they did give us the opportunity to have a look at the city, right? Explicitly, so it might be that we just can't get to it again and basically blew our chance, right? Okay, so this is going to be the 3rd one. Now the question is, where will the other beams come from, assuming there is more beams, right? I mean, I would be assuming that since there is north, south, and west, right? But there's no hubs over there, so we must be able to reach it using this transport? I don't know. Maybe we fly to somewhere else. Over there. Like, my hope currently is that once we've completed the 3 areas here, we will be able to go back to the city. And then with another expedition, we're gonna fly somewhere over there and have lasers coming from that side, right? Like a mountainous area or something. Or maybe a beach area over there, I don't know. Every good game has to have a beach area, right? Is there a golden gate behind there? Is there even a golden gate puzzle here in the overworld? No, right? Is there a star over there? What does it mean? There's a Sphinx that you know. Have we been here? Probably been here, right? What is the statue for all of them? Sphinx, Pandora, and... Release stars. Well, we still need a few more. But I guess we know what this is all about. Okay, so once we have all the stars, we can come here, I guess. And then I guess the Golden Gate is once you've done all the Golden Gate puzzles, right? It will probably open. I still would like a hint as to what to do with the Sphinx statue, but yeah, as well. Yeah, very well. I can go to the next area, right? And then just immediately look for a Sphinx statue there. And then maybe, you know, like just do the puzzles in that area in that order. As I said multiple times before, I don't think that's gonna do anything. But you know, like maybe... Maybe I need to activate... I'm not sure if I can activate the pedestals again, like the palm readers in the puzzles. I could try that actually, real quick. You know, like if I can activate the palm readers again in the order that the Sphinx statue says, right? That would be reasonable. And like the puzzles for the Pandora and the Prometheus statues weren't difficult, right? So I'm assuming that the Sphinx statue also isn't really difficult. But then again, I don't know. Like if it's always the same, then it would be kind of too easy, right? If it always would just be, yeah, press the palm readers in the corresponding puddles in the given order. Then again, I mean, same goes for the Pandora's box, right? The first one was also was only difficult for me because I didn't realize there was a switch on it, right? Cannot reactivate this. So I would also assume that you like solving the puzzles in the next area in the given order by the Sphinx statue, if there is one. Probably not going to do anything, right? But I mean, we can try, right? Now those hands that I can see up there, are those palm readers I have not yet activated? I've really not looked at that compass enough, I feel like. No, I've been up there, I've used that, okay. I mean, even the statues are marked on the compass, right? I'm really not used to using compasses. I know they're a staple in many open world games. But I mean, first of all, I don't really play open world games a lot. And then if I do, I really don't make a whole lot of use of the compass up there. I'm more of a map guy, you know. Alright, let's head on over to... I never realized that my recording uses that much CPU power.
1K brought up an interesting question earlier. Where did all the tech in the labs come from?
Did I bring that up?
I had a look at the serial numbers. And it turns out the answer is New Alexandria.
Oh.
Wow, I guess that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
After the explosion, the colony was abandoned. Nobody ever went back for all that stuff.
We had enough to deal with. So many dead.
So that's one question answered. But how did they go from scavenged Alexandria tech?
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe they went the other way.
From nothing to where we are now. Through the application of reason and the right...
I mean, I guess they did have a lot of time, right? It might have been some of the first companions, right, that headed out and basically... Whoa, hello. You look aggressive. Like a star. And then... scavenged New Alexandria. And kept building all of this? I mean, sure, why not, right? Beep, beep. Alright.
Look at the size of that structure.
It's so
How does
big, that's what she
material
said.
support so much weight? Is it the same stuff as the other buildings?
Yeah. I know it looks like some type of concrete, but the molecular structure is completely different. Whatever it is, it's a lot stronger and less brittle.
Are the labs made out of the same material?
No, that's just ordinary concrete. Although, it does have some molecular weirdness going on too. Too little variation in the grain.
What's with that laser up there? Where does that lead? Over there? Well, that's far. Alright. Well, let's check out the structure first. Oh, just wanted to say, that's probably the gate, right? Okay, so let's not check it out. Star. Oh, that's just question marks. Okay, so it's not stars from the beginning. Alright, let's see if we can find the star statues. I mean, the soundtrack is pretty nice, right? But it's becoming pretty repetitive. Like the same soundtrack over and over, more or less. Hey, we're down at the beach. Well, it is called Wetlands, right? What's this? Really? Can't tell me that's just decoration, right? I mean, you can tell me, I guess. But I'm not gonna believe you. Well, maybe I am. Hello.
There's so much to discover on this island that sometimes it overwhelms me. Every lake, every forest contains an incredible, interconnected, permanently changing network of organisms. And every one of those organisms is almost infinitely complex and contains other organisms within itself. It seems impossible to ever really grasp, but then, step by step, I do understand. It takes time and effort, but it's not impossible. And there's a lot of joy to be found in simply taking the time to truly study something. I spent 5 years studying a single flower, and it never got
Miranda
boring.
flower? So I did walk into these holograms that we have in the Purple Mist before, and nothing happened. So I guess this is something different. Or maybe I should go back and do that again now that we've met Miranda, right? Didn't really walk into the figures we saw in the Purple Mist the last time we encountered it in the forest, right? Maybe I should have. Alright, that's the statue. That's a Pandora statue, unfortunately. Again, with a green laser. This area seems so much more open than the other two. Also, what the heck? It's like there's something missing there. Sure. Oh, okay. Enlighten us.
The rotting remains of the old world should fill me with melancholy. Even here on this remote island, our ancestors could not escape their fate. And yet, I find there is something pathetic about these ruins that evokes anger and even
Something
contempt.
pathetic?
I feel it is a mistake to accept this catastrophe with equanimity. What we see here should offend us. When witnessing this triumph of entropy, we should aspire to a warrior spirit, even a kind of hate of the past and its failures that will never allow such a thing to happen again.
Okay, so this one seems to be very different in nature. It seems like I need to find a certain spot. Or stand on a certain spot. I don't feel like that helps at all. With the Sphinx puzzle in the previous area. Well, maybe it does. Like, might there be a spot from which we can see the puzzles 2, 4, 7, and 8? Make us stand on that? Alright, let's see. I mean, I guess we need to find this guy. I feel like that's where the Tromino bridge is being built, right? So it's on the other side. Let's see if we can do this. I didn't really want to activate the palm reader because I feel like this episode I'm just gonna try figuring out what the Sphinx puzzles are about, the Sphinx statues. And that we're not actually gonna do any of the puzzles in this area yet. So that's why I'm not really doing any puzzles here right now. Alright, let's see if we can find that point of view. So that I know in which direction I need to go, right? It would really be easier if there wasn't any trees around. Alright, here we are. Yeah, I guess it should be somewhere over here. Not the Sphinx one, yeah. Good. Oh yeah, also the elephant slide. A type of playground equipment in the form of a pachyderm called an elephant. Elephants survived the extinction of biological humanity and appear to be thriving in certain parts of the world. Oh, cool. That's nice. Why not zoom into that? Too bad. Like... I would assume that's the structure over there, right? That I see. Really difficult, because it seems to be much larger than on the picture here. They do look very different. Like there's none of this, or is there? Like structure, this structure doesn't seem to be on the image. That's the Sphinx statue again. I feel like I've seen that statue already though, no? Buddy? Like when I was running around. Might be wrong, obviously. Also, what's those about? They seem to be in all of the areas as well, right? Sorry, no time for talking. It's really hard to figure out how far away from the structure that picture is taken, if it actually is indeed a picture of this specific structure, right? It's probably in one of the cardinals, right? Because you know you can see the legs of it aligning. Oh, well, now we're just back here. Oh boy. Gotta be a lot further away though, right? And higher up, I feel. For the legs to be aligning like that. It's probably more like on the opposite side than here. Music is so dramatic, and I'm just, you know, like running around, not really doing a whole lot. Or maybe I'm just completely wrong with anything I'm trying here. Like, I'm not getting that angle from here. Am I? I also cannot find any, like, human shaped statue here. Well, I mean, we've already only got 90 degrees left, right? See if we can get the correct angle. Or even figure out if it is indeed a picture of this structure, because, as I said, it's not like... Oh, I cannot see this might actually... You know, you cannot see the structure at the bottom of the gravity beam from this side, right? Oh, there it is. Ah, there we go. Yeah, I do think we ran into this direction first, right? Or maybe we saw it when coming in, that might be the case. Alright. And then from here...
Just when I thought we'd found all the weird stuff.
Well, I mean, looks human. Success! From hex code to hex code. From energy. Oh, both of them together says energy. It worked! I made a statue. Well, it half worked. The design wasn't balanced, so it fell over and broke. It was very dramatic. But the good news is that it all works in principle. Imagine what we could do. Using stone as part of the environment. Miranda. Ooh, by Miranda. Interesting. Energy is eternal delight. It says.
So, humanity is great. I really believe that. And that's why I'm here. But I have to be honest with you, individual people, not always my favorite. I'm not the smartest guy ever, and I know that. But there are some people, man, some people are just so dumb. I don't even know if they're actually conscious. Sometimes I think their whole lives might be like a dream. They're just stumbling around, no idea what's going on, mumbling some random nonsense. And the thing that you have to understand about our time period is that a lot of these people wield enormous power. They run whole countries and corporations. Yeah, right.
True.
We handed over our civilization to
especially a certain person right now
to tie their own shoelaces. And if they're dumb, then what are we?
Oh yes.
I don't honestly have an answer to that, so just please try to do better.
Sure if we can get the angle right here. Like, I guess I need to send on one of those pedestals, right? I mean, I wasn't really sure which one, because I didn't seem to be getting the angle right. I wasn't sure if, like, I need to send on the left one here, or if there should be something, like, on the left here, like this one. Yes, a switch. Would you look at that? Okay, so I'm assuming that also in the previous area there's gonna be a hidden switch somewhere. And 2478 are clues to find that switch. I see. Probably. I'm just gonna assume that the puzzles are the same. In theory. So let's go back to that. And see if we can find something. Like, as I said before, like, for example, a spot from where you can see the puzzles 2, 4, 7, and 8.
Every answer leads to another question. The last answer leads to the first question.
It's a loop. Oh no. Alright, so let's go back to the previous area and see if we can actually solve the Sphinx riddle now. And, you know, like, having this just be a sneak peek of the next area before we do this start doing this in the next episode. I mean, I'm still not fully sure what the hint means, the 2478, obviously. But I feel like we're getting closer now, right? At least we know that you probably have to find a switch, assuming that it's gonna be the same. Like, interestingly enough, we don't even need to solve the hint because it's just a hint, right? We could just run around until we do find the switch. So, haha. Alright. A spot from where you can see builds 2, 4, 7, and 8. I mean, I don't know if that exists. Just another shot into the blue. Don't think we can climb any of those. Not really climbing robots. Humans, sorry, not robots. You would assume, I mean, like in the 1,000 humans that have been born, at least one of them would have an affinity for climbing. And therefore develop like the gear or the software or whatever we need. Whatever you want to call it. It's actually kind of interesting, right? Because we all have the exact same body, just with some different coloring. Why? That doesn't really make any sense. I mean, humans don't have... V1 humans don't have the same body. For reasons of diversity, right? We might have different interests and different strengths and weaknesses. But with the V2s, they all seem to have the exact same body, and therefore the only difference in strength and weaknesses would be in the software, in the knowledge, right? And in the mind. Which is an interesting concept, I guess. That's number 2 there. It might also be like the point that is in the middle of these 4 puzzles, right? Something like that. I'm feeling like I should be going towards puzzle number 4 somewhere here, no? Which one is this? This one is number 4. But 7 and 8 are... over there? No, right? I think they're in a completely different direction. This is 4. 2 is to my left. And I'm stupid, I can use the compass. 7 is over there. 4. 2. That's number 8. 5. 7. I think 8 was right to the left of number 7, right? Somewhere over there. I don't know, this seems kind of stupid. Yeah, like the hint in the next area is really clear. It tells you exactly where you need to go. But this one... super convoluted. I feel like I'm gonna have more success by just running around until I find it. If it is indeed a switch. I have no idea. Like what I'm saying is fine and good. Like, oh yeah, the same distance from all of the 4 puzzles, right? How would I figure out where that is, that point? I mean, these are 7 and 8. Yeah, like right next to each other. 4 is over there, 2 is over there. Like, going straight ahead should roughly be going towards the middle point of said puzzles. But it's just very, very imprecise. And I don't know how there would be a precise method of doing this, you know? Which is why it sounds stupid. I feel like I'm not smart enough for this hint. Interesting enough, nothing happens when I touch those. Miranda doesn't activate. We have seen the tank before. Where's the switch? Yeah, I feel like getting a hint for this one. I hope there is hints and not just plain solution. Two, 4, 7, 8. What's the second? Maybe it's... No, I don't... It doesn't make any sense. You know, it couldn't be like characters of the alphabet, right? Because the alphabet has 26 characters, so it could be number 24 instead of number 2 and number 4. Would be B, D, doesn't make any sense. No. Going by what the puzzle with the next Sphinx is, but just go to that spot, I really feel like it has to do with a direction. Is there like a path that leads to all of those puzzles maybe? It doesn't seem like it. I have no idea. I need a hint to understand the hint, you know? Have to do anything with those? I'm getting a hint. Alright, and I'm gonna read you word for word what I'm reading and what kind of guidance I'm getting here. Find the Sphinx monument near number 3 puzzle room, to the right of the transit system when you arrive. On the front of the monument you will find a plaque with the numbers 2, 4, 7 and 8 marked on it. Actually, now that I think about it, what I haven't tried yet is... those things. Alright, never mind. Oh man, I did. Okay. At least I figured it out. Like, I don't know, for some reason I was just like, wait, there is numbers next to them, right? Yeah. it's what I said before, you know, like once you know the solution, well, I don't think I've said it before, I think I thought it. It's like once you know the solution, it's like obvious, right? But when you don't know it, it's like, what do those numbers even mean? I don't know. It was just like when I was standing here, when I was standing like in front of these plaques, right? Plaquettes, whatever they're called. I thought like, does it have to do something with those numbers? Like, nah, right? I mean, like, I was thinking maybe there is like one of those, you know, like where you have the numbers 2, 4, 7, and 8 in a row, but they can't really be, right? And then I was just like, where else are those numbers? And yeah, never seen any of those switches, unfortunately. I would have made it easier. It's kind of fascinating, you know, like that I've been to all of those puzzles, but haven't actually seen any of the switches. I mean, you would assume that I've been behind one of those, the number statues before, right? Is this number 7? Yep. Alright. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed after this. It's like 2 AM in the morning. Yay! That's also the reason why I didn't really want to start the next area. I wanted to start the next area. Oh, I'm actually really tired. Wait. Oh, it's over there. Okay. Yay! Okay, I figured it out. Nice.
The wheel turns, but without the road, it cannot move.
Well, I mean, could move through the forest, just a little worse, I guess. Alrighty. Thank you so much for watching episode 5 of Gilgamesh playing the Talos Principle 2. This is where we're gonna call it for this episode. Next time we're gonna start with this beautiful area here. The Eastern Wetlands 2, whatever it was called. And yeah, I did see that human-shaped statue when we came over here. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice morning, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. And hopefully see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.